Welcome to Amy Kardashian and the Expert Show, where the experts share their knowledge, wisdom, and powerful insights to help you transform your business and personal life. This show is about real world education and beyond. Sometimes I bring inspirational stories to help you see your life in a whole different perspective. So I have a wonderful guest with me, and she is such an inspiration. And she's the kind of person who is gonna give hope to a lot of you there, where you think your life is over and you don't have any hope and you can't turn your life around. So I really encourage you to take a moment to hear this inspirational story and see how you can apply some of the lessons that she has to your life and hope to turn your life around. So welcome to my guest.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay, so can you help me with your pronunciation? Benata?
Benita Faye.
Benita Faye. That's a unique kind of name.
Yes.
It's very nice. Well, it's
Thank you.
very nice to have you. I just want to make sure you have here
Okay.
so everyone can hear your story pretty well. I read a little bit about your story, and it's such an inspiration to me to know someone didn't give up. Because most people, when they have other people judge them, what they've been through before, we talk about forgiveness, but we don't forgive people who really needs the forgiveness,
I agree.
right?
I completely agree.
And I want you to start your story and to tell me where you came from and where you at now. I mean, that's
Okay.
amazing.
All right. In 2002, I was living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I had a very, very horrible back injury that left me unable to work. My family was being evicted. We had no food, and the shelters were full. And they told me that if we did go to the shelter, that my children may have to go somewhere else, that we would be separated.
So how many children you had at that point?
I had 3 biological and 3 adopted.
6 children.
6 children.
And so therefore they couldn't take, so you didn't, basically you're homeless because you couldn't take care of yourself. Is that
Correct.
what
We
you're
were
saying?
about to be homeless, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
continue.
And so I smoked marijuana at the time, and a friend of mine said that maybe I should try selling marijuana since it would put immediate income in my house to prevent the eviction.
Now let me ask you a question before
sure.
we go further. Did you smoke marijuana because you want to, or you smoked it because of the pain?
Both.
Oh, okay. So kind of like you want to not face life because you have 6
Right.
kids to raise
Right,
and you can't have an income.
right,
And you're like, I want to disappear.
right.
So you went on marijuana for pain, and at the same time, it kind of excuse more
Right.
to do it. Okay, got it.
I was overqualified for welfare. That's when Wisconsin was the launching pad for welfare reform, and I was overqualified for welfare. They gave me a bus pass and no financial assistance,
Just a bus pass.
just a bus pass.
Okay.
And so I made the decision to sell marijuana. I did it for about a year, and then I stopped. And a friend of mine asked me to help him purchase some marijuana. He wanted 2 pounds of marijuana, and so I went with him. And the guy ended up shooting him and killing him and robbing him of $1,000. And that's when I found myself in the worst situation I could ever go through or face. I was facing 80 years for the murder of my friend.
And you had nothing to do with it.
I had nothing to do with it. I didn't set up the robbery. I didn't set up the murder.
So you just made the wrong decision in your life.
Yes, I was sitting in the car. I didn't even see the drug deal. I don't know what their conversation was.
What happened?
And
Okay.
so I prayed. I tried to kill myself. I lost custody of my children, and I found myself a first-time offender in the Wisconsin prison system.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. I'm sure many people want to ask you this. When you said you were overqualified, what that means, how much and why you were overqualified if you were going to be homeless.
Right. At the time, then Governor Tommy Thompson had decided that he would be the first state to launch welfare reform and reduce the welfare rolls. And so as a consequence of that, they did reduce the welfare rolls, but people like me fell through the crack because I had a work history. I had a working resume. And because I had worked, and I had the skills necessary, they denied me for welfare.
Wow. Okay. When we come back, we're gonna talk about more about this. We will be back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lee Metz, CEO and founder of Skin Fitness here in Las Vegas. We've been serving Las Vegas for over 17 years. We're proud to announce we just won 2017 Spa of the Year by Image International. That's the skincare company of the Miss Universe pageant. We offer exclusive treatments like our Time Eraser facial, which uses multiple modalities and literally erases time. Our Pore Purge, which is the ultimate in hygiene, and our Fire and Ice facial, which literally removes and soothes the skin at the same time. Come see us at our new location here in Village Square. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, welcome back. And we are going straight back to your story because we don't have too much time. But
Okay.
I want you to explain to us a little bit more about this welfare that people think that welfare people, they take way too much money and just because they're lazy and all that stuff. So, I mean, some people, they do take advantage of it.
Right.
But I'm just wondering why it didn't work for somebody like you.
It didn't work. Like I said, I had a back injury, so I had exhausted my workers' comp. I didn't qualify for unemployment, and I really had no one else to turn to. And when I went down to the welfare office to ask for assistance, and I showed them my 5-day eviction notice, they were going so strong with welfare reform, they forgot about the people.
Okay, so therefore you have kids to raise, and you were a hard worker. I mean,
Yes.
you had a job before,
Yes.
and you were making good money. So they
Yes.
were looking at you. You were making good money. I mean, didn't you have a doctor approve that you couldn't work now?
I did. I had a doctor that said that I needed back surgery at the time, so I was not able to work.
You were not able to work,
No.
but still they didn't look at that as someone who needs help. How about the children? Did they worry about the children?
No.
They didn't care about where the children's gonna stay or what's gonna happen. They were just following whatever order they were getting.
Correct.
And how about your husband? He was working? What's going on there?
I didn't have a husband at the time. It was primarily me, and so I had taken custody of my godchildren because their mother was on drugs at the time, really
Okay.
bad, and so that's how I ended up with the 3 additional children
to
to
raise.
take care of.
Now, when you
Yes.
take care of somebody's children, isn't this system will give you money for that?
They did not give me money for those children.
So you just took them in and adopted them legally?
The mother gave me custody.
So you adopted the kids, and but
Yes.
you had no help,
No help.
and you were raising 6 kids. You were making good money before, and everything crushed in your
Yes.
life
Yes.
by having the injury. Did you were on drugs when you had the kids, or before you had the kids?
I
You
was
were
I was using marijuana.
before
Right, and
Okay.
so that was my drug of choice at the time.
at the time. So you were making bad decisions,
Yes.
but then what really took you down is your back injury.
Correct.
Wow, 6 kids. Okay, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
So what happened then? Tell me.
When I called the shelter and I requested space for us, and they told me that they couldn't guarantee us a space and that there's a great possibility that I would be separated from my children. And I couldn't believe the lady on the phone had said that to me. I was like, you gonna separate me from my children and place them with grown strangers somewhere away from me? That's not unsafe to you? And she said they were just overcrowded. Because so many people were affected, they could not keep up with the demand.
Because of the system changed.
Correct.
So now they were overcrowded.
Correct.
They couldn't keep up. Okay. And who paid the price? The children.
The children and the families, what they called it at the time were growing pains.
Now, many people here, I could see what you're probably thinking, or probably maybe it's logical to think about this. Okay, she had made a choice. You made a choice that you wanted to be on marijuana because you want to forget about the problems that you're in, or you were before on marijuana. You made a choice, so why should they pay the price? That's just people gonna say you made that choice. But besides that choice, even if you weren't on that, you had an injury.
I had an injury.
So you could not really take care of the kids anymore because
Correct.
you're the only one who have an income, who brings income.
Correct.
Okay, so if we don't, they don't judge you about the marijuana. Anyone could judge you about the back injury.
Correct.
That's something it's happened.
Correct.
Is it because of the results of any alcohol or anything like that you had injury?
No, I was actually working for a travel agency for one of the gentlemen who owns a lot of casinos on the Strip, and we had come here for a tour.
Okay.
And all of the walking and stuff that they required of us, because they were trying to save money, they didn't rent us any transportation. And literally, we walked from New York, all the way down to the Mirage and Treasure Island. And so my back started hurting, and it just continued to get worse until I had sciatica. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. Basically, I really couldn't function unless I smoked marijuana, and then I could at least clean up, help my children with their homework, maybe take them to the park for a little while, and then go home.
Be a normal family.
Yes,
Be a
yes.
normal family. Oh, okay. I'm just absorbing this.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to absorb. And then at the same time, because the judgment of people why you were smoking marijuana. But therefore, people, if they've been through life obstacles and challenges, they have sympathy for people who are going through something. Even though I've been through a lot in my life and I never went to drugs. I went straight to God. It doesn't mean I'm going to judge a person who did not know where to go, what to do, and you were alone with the pressure of having kids. How old were you?
I was 32.
I was still a baby. I mean, not baby. 32 is responsible. Yes. I'm not saying a baby, but compared to handle 6 kids by yourself, some people they married at 32.
Yes.
You know, so I remember when I was 32.
I'm trying to forget.
Forget, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I have my beautiful grandson at 32. So I became a grandma. But this is not about me today, right? About you and then the lessons that you could share with everyone. So this is going to be part 1 of sharing your story.
Yes.
Do you have a website that we can go to learn more about you?
I do. My website is www.changethenme.com.
Say it again.
www.changethenme.com. Changeinme.com.
That's beautiful. Well, definitely this is going to be part 1. I'm so feeling that the world needs this. They need to hear your story. They need to start to have understanding of other people when they go to welfare, whether you're against it or not against it. And maybe we should have a discussion about this.
I agree.
And I mean, I'm educating myself right now, knowing you that look where you're at now.
Yes.
So obviously you're a good citizen. Obviously you have a lot to offer to the world. And you're not just a bad person or a lazy person. I don't see that, because in order to write a book, it takes a lot. I know what it takes, to do that.
Especially to share one of your greatest failures and heartaches in life.
Yes.
So you really get to experience it with me as you're reading the book and see what I was going through.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to definitely have you again.
Okay.
And we're going to have a series of shows to really guide them and take them and give them some lessons the next time you come in.
Okay.
Would you like to come in?
I would like to come back in.
I would love to have you again.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and you're welcome. And remember, this show, it's about real world education and beyond, because we need to educate ourselves and what's happening in the world. How could we become a better community, better America, better to be example to the world? What can we do? How could we educate ourselves? And the one way we can educate ourselves is to hear other people's stories and try to listen to it without judgment, without really pinpointing on other people. So stay tuned with us. I have other 2 guests that they are going to share a lot of powerful insight with you. So we'll be right back.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high quality and easy to find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high quality experts in their field in one place at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.